Something big just happened behind the scenes of the NHL playoffs. Connor McDavid's wife, Lauren Kyle, broke her silence, and it came at a time no one expected. Right in the middle of the Stanley Cup chase, she shared some surprising news and personal feelings. It wasn't just about hockey. It was about stress, emotions, and one big surprise fans never saw coming. The Edmonton Oilers won Game 5 of the Western Conference Final. The final score was 6-3 against the Dallas Stars. That win sent the Oilers back to the Stanley Cup Final for the second year in a row. The last time that happened for any NHL team was 2009. The Oilers are now going to face the Florida Panthers, just like they did last year. The Panthers won last time. Now, Edmonton wants a different ending. Right after the Oilers won Game 5, Lauren Kyle, the wife of Connor McDavid, went on Instagram. She posted a short message. It said, "Finals, baby!" She also posted a few pictures showing her excitement. This short post got a lot of attention. Fans and media shared it all over the internet. It showed how much the win meant, not just to players, but to their families too. Lauren Kyle is not just known for being married to one of the top NHL players. She is also a businesswoman. She is opening a new bar in downtown Edmonton. It's called Bar Trove. It will open on June 6, 2025. That is right during the Stanley Cup Final. The location is the Canada Permanent Building. It is a historic building in the city. The bar will have a European-style design. It's meant to be fancy but comfortable. The goal is to create a place where people can enjoy food and drinks while also enjoying great design. Lauren has a background in interior design. This bar is her big project. In an interview, she said she wanted Bar Trove to be more than just a bar. It will also show her work as a designer. She worked on everything, from the look of the furniture to the lighting. NHL wives and friends are already showing support for it. Some have said they will visit when it opens. At the same time, Lauren shared how hard it is to be the wife of a hockey player during the playoffs. She called the experience emotional and chaotic. She explained that playoff time brings a lot of stress. Families live with the highs and lows of every game. Wins are exciting. Losses can be hard to deal with. She said, "It's emotional and chaotic." She gave this quote during a story about what it's like being part of the NHL life off the ice. Many fans don't get to see this side of things. It's not just about what happens in the arena. It's also about the people behind the players. Connor McDavid is having a strong playoff season. He has 26 points in 16 games. That includes both goals and assists. He's helping lead his team on the ice. Off the ice, Lauren Kyle is dealing with the pressure in her own way. She's planning a bar opening, supporting her husband, and sharing her feelings with the world. She posted pictures of her family and friends in Edmonton. She showed people getting ready for the bar launch. One photo showed her hugging a friend. Another showed her looking at designs and colors for Bar Trove. These were not normal game day posts. They were full of emotion. Lauren Kyle and Connor McDavid have been together for years. They keep most of their private life quiet. But during this playoff run, Lauren has opened up more than usual. She's showing what the playoffs feel like for people not wearing skates. She shared stories about long days, nervous nights, and cheering during big moments. On May 29th, 2025, just before the Oilers won the conference final, Lauren posted a story on Instagram. It had a short video. She was walking through Bar Trove. She showed the final touches being made. "Can't wait for everyone to see this," she wrote. This was only 1 week before opening day. At the same time, news outlets picked up her story. They talked about how the Oilers are not just playing for the cup, they're also dealing with pressure from all sides. ESPN, Reuters, and the Times of India wrote about Lauren's updates. One article said, "It's not just the players who are feeling the heat. Their families are right there with them." Lauren Kyle also posted updates with her dog and family. She showed what life is like when Connor is at practice or away for games. These stories got support from fans. Many people left comments saying they were glad to see the human side of NHL life. Lauren's business, Bar Trove, is set to become a part of Edmonton's nightlife. It will open just 3 days after Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Some people think players may even visit during off days. The location and timing make that possible. Another major part of Lauren's story is how she is supported by other NHL wives. During her posts, she tagged other women who are also married to NHL players. Many of them reposted her stories. They congratulated her and promised to attend the opening. That support shows how tight the hockey community can be, especially during the playoffs. Lauren also gave an interview where she talked about her plans after the playoffs. She said she wants to expand her design business. She's already worked on other homes and restaurants, but Bar Trove is her biggest project so far. She said, "This is a dream coming true. I've been working on this for over a year." The timing of her business launch and the Stanley Cup Final is rare. It adds pressure, but Lauren says she's ready. She told one news site, "It's a lot, but I'm excited." She also thanked fans who reached out with kind messages. Connor McDavid has not made many public comments about Bar Trove, but in a short interview he said, "I'm proud of what Lauren's doing. She's worked really hard." That quote came from a post-game press talk. It showed that even while focusing on hockey, he's aware of what's happening back home. The Oilers will face the Florida Panthers starting June 4th. Last year, the Panthers beat them in the finals. This year, Edmonton is looking for revenge. Fans are watching not just the games, but also the stories around them, like Lauren Kyle's. Media coverage of Lauren's posts has spread worldwide. Sites in Canada, India, and the US have reported on her comments. That shows how big the Stanley Cup has become and how much people care about the personal side of sports. No one expected Lauren Kyle to make headlines, but now she's part of the story. Her posts gave people a look into what it feels like to live through a championship run. Her business launch, her emotional words, and her online support have made her one of the most talked about people during this playoff run. She's not playing on the ice, but her voice, her work, and her presence have added something new to this year's Stanley Cup story. A single decision by Connor McDavid has sent shockwaves through the NHL. As the league's most electrifying player approaches the end of his contract, experts say the league could lose up to $1 billion if McDavid leaves or waits too long. This isn't just about one player. It's about the economic ripple effects that could redefine the league's future. Connor McDavid plays for the Edmonton Oilers. He is the captain of the team and one of the best hockey players in the world. His current contract is for 8 years. He signed it back in 2017. The deal is worth $100 million total. That means he gets paid $12.5 million every year. His contract will end after the 2025-26 hockey season. Right now, he has not said if he will stay with the Oilers. He has not signed a new contract. This is what people call contract uncertainty. When a star player like McDavid does not make a decision, it can make teams and fans feel unsure. The NHL makes money from many things: tickets, TV, clothing, and more. Star players help bring in that money. When a big name like Connor McDavid might leave or change teams, it can change how people spend money. It can change how other teams make their plans too. If McDavid decides to leave or takes too long to decide, the NHL could lose a lot of money. Experts say the league could lose $1 billion. That money includes ticket sales, TV rights, player deals, and jersey sales. That's because McDavid brings in lots of fans. People come to see him play. He is the face of the Oilers. He is also a big part of NHL advertising. The NHL is planning to raise the salary cap in the next few years. The salary cap is how much money each team is allowed to spend on its players. Right now, teams can only spend so much each season. But by the 2026-27 season, the salary cap could go up to $104 million. In 2027-2028, it might be as high as $113.5 million. Under league rules, one player can be paid up to 20% of the team's salary cap. If the cap goes up, McDavid could earn more than $20 million per season. That would make him the highest paid player in NHL history. This means every team that wants McDavid needs to think about money. A lot of money. Teams would have to give him a very large contract. That could make it hard to pay other good players on the same team. Teams want to win, but they also need to be smart about their budgets. Right now, teams are watching McDavid closely. They want to know what he plans to do, but he has not said anything yet. That silence is making some teams worried. Other teams are making plans just in case he becomes a free agent. A free agent is a player who is allowed to sign with any team. If McDavid becomes a free agent, there could be a bidding war. That means different teams would offer him huge deals to try to get him. Those deals would also raise how much other star players are paid. So it's not just about McDavid. It could change how all teams spend their money. Connor McDavid is not just a great player. He's also very important to the NHL's image. He helps the league get more viewers. He helps sell merchandise. Kids look up to him. When he plays in big games, more people watch. In the 2025 playoffs, McDavid had 26 points in just 16 games. That means he scored and assisted more than one time per game. That shows he is still at the top of his game. His performance helps the Oilers win. And when they win, fans get excited. That excitement leads to more money for the team and the league. If McDavid leaves Edmonton, the Oilers could lose fans. People in the city might stop buying tickets or gear. TV ratings could go down too. And if he goes to a team in a smaller market, that could hurt the NHL's national reach. The NHL depends on big stars to draw crowds. That's why the league is paying close attention. So are business people and news outlets. Some people have said the NHL could lose $1 billion if McDavid's decision goes the wrong way. That number includes many things. It includes player salaries, money from TV, deals with brands, tickets, and more. It's not just about McDavid's paycheck. It's about the total value that changes if he leaves the Oilers or takes too long to decide. The Oilers know they want to keep him. Jeff Jackson, the CEO of the team, said, "Connor McDavid is everything to this organization." That quote came from an interview with NHL.com. He also said that McDavid is not just a great player, he is a great leader and example for others. But knowing that isn't enough. The team still has to make a deal that works for McDavid and fits the new salary cap. And McDavid has to want to stay. So far, there is no sign of what he will do, and that silence is creating a big problem for the NHL. As each month passes, the cost of waiting could go up. The NHL has faced money problems before. In 2020, the league lost money during the COVID-19 shutdowns. Now, it is finally growing again. If McDavid's free agency causes more money issues, the NHL's growth could slow down again. TV companies are also watching. If McDavid changes teams, they may need to change schedules. Some cities get more TV games when stars play there. If McDavid moves, it changes the TV market too. The NHL's plans for the future could be affected. Big changes like this can shift how the league grows. It could change how teams plan, how players sign contracts, and how money flows into the game. Right now, every choice matters. McDavid is a superstar. What he does next may decide how much money the league makes or loses.
Canada, oh Canada, our home and brave land.
That's not really close.
An all-Canadian final.
Oh my goodness.
And the Stanley Cup champion, the Edmonton.
Charles Barkley just dropped the boldest NHL prediction of 2025, and hockey fans can't stop talking about it. He's calling for an all-Canadian Stanley Cup Final between the Leafs and Oilers. But the real shocker, he capped it off by singing "Oh Canada" live on TV. Sir Charles doesn't just think a Canadian team will end the 32-year Cup drought. He's betting on a historic all-Canadian showdown that hasn't happened since 1989. Oh Canada, our home and native land. Sorry about the tariffs, but y'all going to get us back with a Stanley Cup victory. Barkley belted out after picking the Oilers to win it all, proving once again that his hockey enthusiasm far exceeds his singing ability. What makes Barkley's prediction so fascinating isn't just the outcome. It's how seriously he approached the entire playoff bracket. This wasn't some random celebrity making wild guesses. Barkley went through every series methodically, showing surprising knowledge about player injuries, goaltending situations, and even coaching matchups. He knew Jason Robertson was out for Dallas. He referenced John Cooper's coaching record. He praised Vasilevsky as the hot goalie. The Basketball Hall of Famer clearly watches hockey and watches it closely. In the Eastern Conference, Barkley picked Toronto to defeat Ottawa in the Battle of Ontario first round, giving a special shout-out to my man Austin Matthews, Scottsdale, Arizona. He then boldly predicted the Leafs would take down the defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning in the second round, something they failed to do in previous playoff meetings. This is their year, Barkley insisted. dismissing concerns about Toronto's long history of playoff disappointments. No Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup in 32 years. On the other side of the bracket, Barkley showed respect for Alex Ovechkin's record-breaking season by advancing Washington past Montreal. Shout out to the greatest goal scorer ever, Ovechkin breaking the record this year of the greatest high score ever, Wayne Gretzky. "Congratulations, Mr. Ovechkin," Barkley said while predicting the Capitals to beat the Canadiens. He also picked Carolina over New Jersey, noting that the Devils are really banged up right now, showing he's paying attention to current team conditions heading into the playoffs. In the Western Conference, Barkley went with Winnipeg over St. Louis in the first round, despite acknowledging the Blues' impressive 14-game winning streak. "Winnipeg won the President's Trophy," Barkley explained, before adding with hockey fan wisdom, "That usually means absolutely nothing in our tournament." Perhaps most impressively, Barkley knew the Kings-Oilers matchup was happening for the 4th year in a row, and that Edmonton had won each previous meeting. He confidently picked McDavid and Draisaitl to advance again. "Kings are the best home team in hockey." "That doesn't matter. Oilers got McDavid and my man Leon Draisaitl, two of the best players in the world." For his Final Four, Barkley set up the Leafs versus Capitals in the East and Oilers versus Avalanche in the West, before shocking his co-hosts by predicting the Edmonton-Toronto All-Canadian Final. His reasoning for picking Edmonton to win it all actually follows a pattern from recent Cup champions. 2 years ago, the Florida Panthers lost, came back and won it. Oilers lost last year. They're going to come back and win it this year. Same scenario. While Barkley's sports predictions are famous for being hit or miss, he did correctly guarantee the Boston Celtics would win the NBA championship last season. However, his March Madness prediction that Arizona would make the Final Four fell short when Duke eliminated them in the Sweet 16. What makes this prediction stand out isn't just that it's coming from a basketball legend. It's that it represents real hope for Canadian hockey fans who've been waiting since 1993 for the Cup to return north of the border. And not just hope for one team, but potentially a dream scenario where two Canadian teams battle for hockey's ultimate prize. The 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs have already begun, but before a single game was played, Charles Barkley managed to create one of the boldest predictions of the postseason. Whether he's right or wrong, one thing is certain: his enthusiasm for hockey is genuine, his knowledge is impressive, and his singing, well, let's just say we should all be grateful he stuck with basketball. For Canadian hockey fans desperately hoping to see Lord Stanley return home after more than 3 decades, Barkley's prediction offers a tantalizing vision. Connor McDavid finally hoisting the cup, an all-Canadian final, and hockey's most prestigious trophy returning to its spiritual home. As Barkley puts it, that's ridiculous, but in the best possible way.
This might be the most dangerous version of the Leafs we've seen in 20 years. The Toronto Maple Leafs are entering the Stanley Cup playoffs with something they haven't had in years: legitimate momentum and belief. After securing the Atlantic Division title for the first time in a traditional 82-game season since 2000, this team suddenly looks dangerous and ready. Goaltending, often Toronto's greatest question mark, has transformed into their greatest strength. Anthony Stolarz has been sensational with 3 shutouts in his last 4 games, giving the Leafs the type of netminder who can steal a playoff series. Both of our goalies have played extremely well this year and given our team confidence night in and night out, said head coach Craig Berube, whose impact on the team's structure has been undeniable since taking over. Under Berube's leadership, Toronto has developed the great and defensive structure that was missing in previous playoff runs. They're no longer just an offensive juggernaut. They can win the ugly games that playoff hockey demands. The stars are peaking too. Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner both hit the 100-point milestone in the same season, with Matthews feeding Marner for his milestone and vice versa, showcasing the chemistry that makes them so dangerous. Now, the Battle of Ontario returns as Toronto faces Ottawa in the first round. The provincial rivalry that once defined Canadian hockey in the early 2000s gets a modern reboot. "It's a good one for sure," Berube said about the matchup. "That's a very good team over there.
They play a gritty game. It'll be a tough series. The team's depth has improved dramatically, with Matthew Knies emerging as Berube's biggest surprise. The growth from training camp throughout the season, how he's grown as a player. I'm not sure I pictured that, Berube admitted. Even better news. Key defensemen Jake McCabe and Oliver Ekman-Larsson appear ready for Game 1. When asked about their status, Berube expressed confidence. I think they're all in pretty good shape, so I feel pretty good about it. Despite 7 straight first-round exits hanging over the franchise, there's something undeniably different about this year's approach. Berube refuses to even acknowledge the past disappointments, stating firmly, "I don't talk to them about it. It's in the past. I'm focused on going forward." That forward-looking mentality has created a quiet confidence around the team. Division champions, goal scorers, shutdown defenders, elite goaltending, and a coach who knows what it takes to win it all. The Battle of Ontario returns. Craig Berube's Atlantic Division champions are ready. The Stanley Cup journey begins now.
On the move, Tavares scores! A beauty for John Tavares! And the Leafs strike.
Incredible milestone night. John Tavares reaches 1,100 points as the Maple Leafs outlast the Rangers in thrilling Madison Square Garden showdown. Have you ever dreamed of joining the greatest players in hockey history? That's exactly what happened to John Tavares on Thursday night at one of the most famous arenas in the world, Madison Square Garden in New York City. The Toronto Maple Leafs captain had a night he'll never forget, scoring 2 goals and adding an assist to reach 1,100 points in his amazing NHL career. That's like scoring a goal or helping a teammate score in every single game for more than 13 years straight. When you reach a big number like 1,100 points, it means you've been playing at an incredibly high level for a very long time, said hockey expert Sam Johnson. Only the very best players ever reach that mark. The Maple Leafs needed every bit of Tavares' magic too, as they battled to a nail-biting 4-3 victory over the New York Rangers. The win was Toronto's 3rd in a row, helping them keep pace in the super tight Atlantic Division race. The action started in the first period when Tavares gave Toronto an early lead. Racing down the ice on a rush, he fired a perfect one-timer from the left face-off circle that zoomed past Rangers goalie Igor Shesterkin. Jake McCabe made the perfect pass, while William Nylander started the play and earned his 600th NHL assist. But the Rangers weren't going to just roll over. With less than a minute left in the first period, Will Borgen tied the game 1-1 with a shot that somehow snuck through Maple Leafs goalie Anthony Stolarz. Just when it looked like the period would end tied, Bobby McMahon tipped in a shot from McCabe with only 10 seconds left. The Maple Leafs took a 2-1 lead to the locker room, and the Rangers fans couldn't believe it. Getting a goal in the final seconds of a period is like finding an extra present on Christmas morning, explained former player Mike Wilson. It gives your team a huge boost of energy and excitement. The Rangers came out flying in the second period. Their superstar Artemi Panarin, known as the Breadman because his last name sounds like Panera, a type of bread, tied the game just 1:22 into the period. He grabbed a rebound and fired it home, making it 2-2 and sending the New York crowd into a frenzy. But this was Tavares' night to shine. Just a few minutes later, he scored his 2nd goal of the game and the 1,100th point of his career. Standing in the right circle, he pounced on a rebound from another McCabe shot and buried it behind Shesterkin. The Maple Leafs bench erupted in celebration, knowing their captain had just joined an exclusive club of only 8 active NHL players with 1,100 or more points. "I remember watching John Tavares when I was a kid," said teammate Matthew Knies, "and now I'm on the ice when he reaches this amazing milestone. It's something I'll tell my kids about someday." Knies would have more to tell those future kids because he scored Toronto's 4th goal midway through the second period. After Rangers defenders Andre Miller and Adam Fox couldn't connect on a simple pass, Nylander snatched the puck, circled behind the net, and found Knies wide open. He fired it into the net, giving Toronto a 4-2 lead. The Rangers weren't done fighting, though. With just 35 seconds left in the game, Chris Kreider tipped in a shot from Panarin to make it 4-3. The Garden was rocking as the Rangers desperately tried to tie the game, but Anthony Stolarz and the Maple Leafs held strong. When the final buzzer sounded, Toronto had earned a huge road win and their 3rd straight victory. The